mother's belongings, trinkets, a few photos, and other keepsakes, was a dog-eared file folder, its treasure, a rumpled stack of typed letters, the fragile pieces held together with rusty straight pins. Amazing, I thought. These were my dad's letters. They'd been transcribed 100 years ago from handwritten originals. Dad's father had produced multiple carbon copies to distribute to others in the family. Now, with my hands on a full set, I realized I was about to unlock an obscure period in Dad's life, his years at the Western Front in the Great War. The first letter was dated April 7, 1917. Dad had arrived in France only weeks earlier, having completed several months of artillery training in the south of England. He speaks of airplanes overhead as thick as mosquitoes in summer and of a shell exploding nearby. He was in a war zone, but for security reasons couldn't disclose the location. Well, we now know. The Battle of Vimy Ridge began April 9 at 5:30 a.m. All 4 Canadian divisions were combatant, some 65,000 troops. The 4-day battle was strategic but costly, resulting in 10,602 Canadian casualties, including nearly 3,600 killed. World War I history cites victory at Vimy as a turning point. Reg memorialized his involvement for family with 2 trench art souvenirs, a butter knife and a pickle ornament from a German helmet, both inscribed Vimy Ridge, April 9, 1917, Reg. I visited Vimy in May 2016, joined by our daughter Catherine and her family. Vimy is now an attractive memorial park. Ghostly remains of shell craters, pillboxes, and tunnels visually connect visitors with its place in war history, as does a majestic monument, the largest of the Canadian forces in Europe. We were reminded at every turn of the selfless heroism of those who gave so much, including Gunner R.W. Beckett. Reg would not return home for 3 years. He saw action in multiple campaigns with the Canadian Army in France and Belgium. Following Vimy, he was in Loos, where he celebrated his 20th birthday. He was then in a protracted offensive, the Third Battle of Passchendaele, followed by Amiens, Canal du Nord, Cambrai, and finally, at war's end, November 11, 1918, in Mons, Belgium. Reg Beckett was, of course, my father, and for a brief while, my boss. He was a successful engineer and rose to leadership in several businesses and began the R.W. Beckett Engineering Company on a shoestring in 1937 during the Great Depression. Forceful character qualities in Dad left indelible impressions on me. I can now trace the roots to his years on the Western Front, amidst, in his words, some of the greatest battles the world has ever seen. My purpose here is to focus on 3 of Dad's qualities, ones I witnessed firsthand and came to admire, with the hope that the path he trod will inspire many others. They are his love for family, his sense of responsibility, and his perseverance.